Hey everybody, it's Barbara. And I know this is a little unusual because I don't usually show you the box that everything comes in, the shipper of shippers, if you will. But this is the first time I've ever seen Integrity do something where they show you that it is the Upgrade Dolls Assortment Pack. This is a custom box which should tell you how important this collection is. These are the three Upgrade dolls from the W Club. There is a New Face, there is a Poppy, and there is a Fashion Royalty. And let's go ahead and do the unveil. The first one, as I said, is a New Face. And it is a Giselle in a lovely white dress. The second is Poppy Parker in her brand new Poppy Parker box, which I will say a whole lot more about when I do the Poppy review in a couple minutes. And the third, the Fashion Royalty, is very special to the W Club because it's the first time that club members were actually invited to participate in the design. We were able to pick the general design of her ensemble and her hair color. And I think we were even allowed to pick who she was, like Agnes as opposed to another character. So we're actually going to interview them. Yes, I'm going to interview the dolls. They're going to talk to me, and then my family's going to bring me to Bellevue. What's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep this as the first section of each of the reviews. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a review properly for each of the dolls, okay? So let's go ahead and break off here, and we'll see which doll is coming up next. You should probably have that from the title. All right, let's check him out. If Delilah lets us. So I thought we would take a very good look at Poppy's box before I go ahead and debox her, with Delilah's help, of course, and show you that this box is, again, in the spirit of the whole collection. We know this is going to be the mid to late 60s Great Britain, the swinging London scene, as all the boxes are going to say. And really in keeping with one of the big elements that everyone thinks of when they think of London, when they think of the UK, they think of the red phone boxes, which actually and sadly they don't have on the streets anymore except at tourist traps. True story. So again, you have this, which looks like the traditional phone box or phone booth, as we would say here, with the Queen's emblem at the top. And it says Poppy Parker in the silver. When you see it up close, it stands out. The silver could have been perhaps a little more glossy to stand out even more, and perhaps later boxes will do that. Let's go ahead and go down. Pull back a little bit. Like the Paris collection, the side of the box is going to have a detail. The silver trim, instead of being polka dots this time, are dashes with the red inside. So you have the red and silver, which is more in keeping with St. George's Cross, which is another emblem of Great Britain. Welcome to Carnaby Street, as it says right at the top. And again, this is the Swinging London collection, very bubbly. Our girl is totally hip in London, with awesome mod looks inspired by the fashionable style of a black cat and Carnaby Street. And Poppy is going to love to make a splash, and we're invited to go on this fabulous British adventure with her and her friends. And there is a classic Poppy logo with the Integrity Toys logo at the very bottom. Now there was one other detail that I wanted to mention. that I got from a good friend of mine's review, and thank you for it, Maria. Uh, Usually, when you have the doll, the accessory box is going to be here at the bottom where the hat is. And that's not the case this time. The accessory box is built in here at the top and slides out. So I'm going to actually lift the camera up, and you can see that it slides out on top, and that's where we're going to find her gloves, her gloved hands, her purse, her shoes, and the jewelry. So the next step is we're going to dress up Poppy, and we're going to talk about the ensemble and her jewels. So I'll leave you with this look at her and her lovely ensemble, and we'll be right back. So here's Poppy, Popstar Poppy, the W Club Poppy, all her different identities. Her hair is not gelled, it is soft. You can play with it, you can take it out of the bands it's in and restyle it. I like this. This looks like it's the appropriate tennis attire. That's kind of what this dress reminds me of, the old school tennis attire, a lighter color. But before we get into the outfit, let's always start, as always, at the top with her face. And as always with Poppy, you're not going to have very dramatic makeup. You will have lighter browns at the lid and a darker brown at the top. You will also have applied lashes, blue-green eyes, a mauve pink lip. You will also see that she will have green hoop earrings, very simple. Again, this is Poppy. You're not going to have anything avant-garde. She's going to be a teenage model, so everything's going to look clean and simple. If you want to say something is cutting edge, you could say that the collar is. The collar and the shoulders are white and faux leather, if not full leather. And she's got the green dress, which is kind of like a gauzy feel to it, like a rough gauzy. And I will show you again as I scroll down that it is lined underneath though, but we'll get to that. Let's get down a little bit more and take a look at the faux pockets and the belt, also leather, matching the shoulder accents. I put her in the gloved hands just so we could have the white. And also give you a chance to take a look at her very simple, obviously again, Poppy. It's a green and gold bangle, in keeping with the earrings to a tiny, tiny extent. There is the slightest bit of gold in her earrings, right where the earring will connect to the hoop. I don't know if that's because of the way I put the earrings in, or if that's an intentional detail. So let's go ahead. This being the mod era, she is in a mod length skirt, way above the knee. And because the material is so gauzy, it is lined. Her stockings are striped, and they follow that kind of gauzy patterning to them. And if I can drop now, I'm going to drop the tripod down. Hopefully we'll be able to show you the shoes, which are the same color green as her dress, trimmed in gold as the bracelet, with the famous Poppy not terribly high heel. That's in keeping with the era and keeping with the innocent girl. And you also might want to look too at the stand. This is the new stand for the new collection, which is exciting because it's a Union Jack, and so many dolls are connected to Britain. Eugenia in Fashion Royalty immediately comes to mind. And it's just such a, and everybody loves Great Britain anyway, that you could probably use this stand with another doll. Poor Hemplo. I happen to have a one-of-a-kind Catherine Middleton, which I would probably now use this stand with. Obviously, it does say Poppy Parker. And again, a slightly glossier silver might have worked better, so it pops a little bit more. Excuse the pun. But then again, maybe that's the way they wanted it, because they wanted the name there, but not boing! You know, just to keep it in keeping with Poppy. Now, the complete Poppy's look, just to take it back up to her. She does come with a hat. And the hat does come with pins. I didn't feel like messing with the pins today, so I'm just gonna like let it sit on her head without pinning it down. And of course, there is the purse. Same whites and greens. It's leather, like the shoulder detailing and the faux pockets. Silver detailing here. And now that I'm looking at it, I think the lighting threw me off. And I apologize, the bracelet and the shoes are silver, not gold. The purse, if I can return to the purse opens with a magnet. And you could possibly, if she was really wearing gloves, throw them in there. Or if you have some other very small, thin something in there, like an invitation. Or, you know, Poppy's passport, which I'm sure is coming soon. There you go. And as always, because these fingers are a little more stylized, you can sort of just, oops, well, they were in her hat. Sorry about that. I guess if I thought this through a little more, this might have been the hand to hold the purse. But I'm going to go ahead and put it because I don't like doing doubles on a hand. This will hold the purse. This will hold the bracelet. Put her hat back on. And that's the complete look for Poppy. For Popstar Poppy. Very springy, very sweet. Again, this is not going to be, we know what's coming with this collection. There are no surprises. We know what's going to be coming with the Swinging London collection. So there's nothing overly edgy or weird or, oh my, you know, she's not taking any fashion risks here. The looks are not going to be as tailored with the Parisian collection, which was the earlier 60s. This is now the mod era, so it's going to be a little more free, a lot brighter, and a lot more free. So definitely, if you're W Club and you got her, you're probably very glad that you got her. You should be. If you see her on the secondary market, this is a good doll to have. And I would definitely look into her and see about getting her at a reasonable price. So for me and for Poppy, this is Barbara, and I will see you again soon.